Wait on the notifications to pop.
Are these leaks? Okay, these are leaks.
Put this chat up here so I can see what's going on. There we go. Big Q's World is live. Talking about Oh yeah. But I want to bring it up during the podcast because like that conversation on Twitter, I was like, yeah, we're gonna talk about that on the podcast. Right? Anyway,
what conversation?
Oh, about the like certain the certain features that we kind of grown and get like you know, I'm saying like 120 hertz is the thing I have to have. And then since you don't really experience, you're like, man, the hell with that, right? But then at the same time, you'll tell me that iMessage is the shit and I can't live without that. And I'm like, well, I never had that, so I can care less. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not saying you can't live without it, but once you taste it, you're gonna be like, man.
Yeah, but
AirDrop. AirDrop's really gonna get you
over. All right, so let's see. That is going, and let's get the board recording here. Bam, it's recording. All right, and then what we need to do now is get us a little countdown. Let's do a 30-second one. We ain't got all that set up. Let's do it. And what's going on, everybody? What's happening? It's the SmartGuyz Tech Podcast with your boy, Smart Guy, Big Q. And I'm joined by, since he got offended by being a little homie last week, we're going to call him the OG.
Hey, Keon X is in the building. And guess what, Q?
What's that, bro?
My Twitter is popping off.
Really?
Like I want to share my screen because we gotta talk about some stuff, but I gotta make sure Twitter is like far away from the screen.
Yeah. Okay, because you know we're gonna get into some Twitter conversation we got into.
I can't pull up the tweets though. I'm gonna just have to talk to y'all about it.
See, I can actually pull it, but I'm not gonna do it because I think my Twitter is probably a little bit safer than yours. But
definitely.
Big Fletch is in the building. He said, "What's going on? What's going on, Big Fletch? What's happening, bro?" But yeah, what's been going on, man? Like it's been the last couple of weeks for me. Just what they've been about. It's been about promote, sell. Samsung Galaxy Z Flip, Z Fold. That's been my number one priority for the last week. Been having a lot of fun with it. But before I get into all that, though, what's been going on your way?
Not much. Just chilling. I don't know if you saw the tweets. Or, actually, I do know. I think you saw one of the tweets. But I have been playing around with the Note for the past week. I'm playing around with it for like another 2 days. Why are you playing with
that one though? Come on,
it's the only one I got, bro. It's the only one I got.
So, seriously, like if you're gonna play with a Note, damn.
Bro, hey, my mom had to trade in her phone. So I was like, before you trade it in, let me play with this little janky Note. With the different color pen.
Wait, no. That's the right. Hold on, is that the Aura Glow one? Yeah. So that's the right color pen. The pen's supposed to be blue with a silver tip.
Okay, but why is it not a silver pen or like an Aura Glow pen? That don't make no sense.
Was that the silver tip to let you know it's the Aura Glow one?
Anyways. So I've been playing around with this, just having some fun with it. Oh, I hope my screen wasn't on when I showed y'all that.
No, I don't think it was.
Okay. Yo, social media right now is popping off. I love it.
Yeah.
What else? I've just been, shooting.
No, 10 was a good Note. I actually took that Note to London with me and had a lot of fun with shooting a lot of video and pictures with it. Note 10 was nice. It's just that one didn't have the 120 hertz stuff. It didn't have that.
Yes, it does. It has the 120 hertz.
It didn't have it at 4 res. That's right. It had it at 1080p. Right, didn't have it at 4 res. That's right.
No, I'm rocking the WQHD, so maybe I'm not rocking the 120 hertz.
WQHD don't get 120 hertz, right? Yeah, so that's why you was like,
that's why I was like, yo, this is nothing.
Right, that's why. That's exactly why, right? That's exactly what it was,
man.
right?
First of all, these
drop the
settings
resolution.
are trash, bro. Because I don't know how to get to know. I don't know how to get anywhere. I've been on the iPhone too long.
Yeah, you have. But it's good that you got a chance to mess with it a little bit. But you got to make sure you send that off, man, because you know what happened.
We send it off. Don't worry about that.
That big bill come in, you be like, "What's happening?" But for me, it's been. Look, I'm gonna tell you the same thing I said last week. I have been really, really surprised at how well this Galaxy Flip thing been going. I'm gonna tell you, I was sitting at work yesterday, right, and I was just watching the people come into the store, or people come into my counter, right, and people coming to my counter doesn't count for everybody walking into the building, right? Because obviously they come into my counter, they come in, they got some interest in Samsung, because they come into my counter, right? So this number you can take and do what you want to do with it, but I was just noticing it, right? That how like the first fold that came out, you very rarely saw one in the wild, right? And if somebody had one, you was like, oh, big baller shot, it was a big deal. And then last year, you saw a little bit more. It was a little bit more frequent, but it was still very rare when you saw one, right? Now, I was watching people come to my counter all day yesterday, or over the weekend, as a matter of fact, and about 4 out of 10 people, every 10 people, actually was brandishing the new hotness. They like, I couldn't believe it. It was like that many of them in a while, dude. It was like almost everybody had one.
That's a lot.
It was crazy, bro.
I did see one at a club. I don't know if it was the 3s. I think it was the 2s, because I think it was right before people started getting their ships, and they had it like laying on doing a little laptop mode, because they were taking a selfie, and all these girls were like, so I don't know which one it was, but I was like, that's the first one I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's weird now. And I'm gonna tell you, it's these older people, man, 40 and up, like grandma and them. They snatching them up because they the ones who buying it. Like they're
my generation. My young millennials, we don't need that. We don't need that.
You know what I believe, Ken? I believe, because I actually got this question one time over the weekend. I think most of them, not you, because I think you were right of it. But most young people, the reason why they're not really intrigued with the flip and the fold is because they never had a flip phone before in their life. So they don't really know what that whole thing is about. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I don't know if that may be the case for the flip, not the fold. That's the case for the flip, though.
Yeah, young folks are not really moved by this, man.
I've had flip phones. I had like 4 or 5 of them. So
right, I think you were right on you were at that age where you were right on the cusp, right? And I don't know, for some of us, me personally, I wouldn't have bought the flip unless I had like a lot of money to do it, and just got it as an extra phone to play with. It don't really do it for me, but I get the appeal, right? It's you smush it down, and you get that whole call back to hanging up on folk, and and you get a telephone call, and you open it up like a big. Can you do
that? You can't do that with the fold, though, right? You can't close the fold and.
You can, right? you can still do it. Well, you can still do it, but the only reason why you won't be doing it that much is because you can't answer the phone when it's unfolded. Well, you can, but you have to use a speakerphone, so it'll be on speakerphone when you do it, right?
Okay. No.
Yeah. So, not like the flip. The flip, when you open it, it answers the call, and when you close it, it ends the call. Yeah. So you get that whole entire thing. So. Just a couple of things I was like kind of noticing over the weekend. Just who was buying the phones, mostly older people. In this whole conversation about the Note, which I didn't know if I wanted to say before, its own separate podcast. I know we on the eve. We're getting real close to Pixel and Apple. We're getting real close. We're getting really, really, really close. And what I'm looking forward to, Keon, before we get into like the meat and potatoes of everything, this fall. Now, look, we talked a little bit about Pixel 6, right? And it ain't a whole lot of concrete information out right now about it. But it looked like Google is not playing around this go around. They want to get into the ultra flashy flagship game, right? And it looked like, Apple's going to take this year to just sit back and chill, right? So I'm just worried about, I want to see what's going to happen. I know that Google is going to take our shine. I know that Pixel is going to.
You think so? I don't think so.
I think the Pixel 6 is going to be big, bro. I think it's going to be huge.
The only reason I don't think so is because I still feel like Pixel is not for everybody. Like Samsung is for every man. Pixel is still kind of like you're nerdy, you're into. But still, I love my Pixel gang.
I see them on Twitter, bro. I love
my Pixel gang, and I would throw this away for a Pixel in a heartbeat.
Right. Yeah.
I just still think it's for us. It's for the techie nerdy people. It's not for everybody just yet.
The only reason why I feel like it's going to be bigger than that is because it's going to make a little bit of noise is because of the rumblings that 5A had, and obviously Google didn't really deliver on 5A like they were supposed to. And I know it's a lot of circumstances, the global chip shortage and weird stuff like that. I get it, right? But I think 6 though is the big one.
Oh, I heard some good things about 5A, but it was more. It was just more so like they kind of just put it out. It wasn't.
Yeah. Right, they didn't hype it up. It wasn't a big deal, and so on and so forth. And I actually thought the whole thing was weird. Like, if you know you got the big one coming, you got the big one sitting right there, and you're gonna do it this year, why play with the 5A? Why even do it?
Give you a cheap option. I give you a little cheap little. Hey, you only got $300. Here you go. Buy it.
Okay.
A little cheapy. And if you had the 4A, you don't want to spend a lot of money, then like I said, you go for the 5A.
I guess so. I mean, you know what? I know though that the buzz that Pixel 6 and Pixel 6 Pro is generating, and just seeing what people are saying online, it looked like a storm is coming. It looked like people getting ready to go nuts over this thing. That's what it looked like.
So I stayed away. I stayed away from all the rumors so far. I don't know anything about the Pixel 6 Pro. I don't know anything about the iPhone 13, and I am living my best life.
Listen,
hey man,
bro.
I don't care if because the only thing I've seen is it's gonna have a new matte black finish. Hey, don't tell me anything else. I don't know nothing else.
Right.
I don't care if it's the same exact phone with an A15 chip. That's fine with me, dog. My homie hit me up today. He was like, "Are you gonna buy the iPhone 13?" I was like, "Duh." He's like, "I don't know, man. The 12 does everything I need, and it feels fresh still." And I'm just like, "But it's not gonna be new." So,
I really think that's part. I think you're part of the problem. I think you're a part of the part.
I'm okay with that though.
But you're the reason why Apple doesn't push for innovation. Because listen, you know what? I don't care. Just move the digit from 12 to 13.
12, 13, though.
And boom, and I'm there. You got my money already. It's already there.
Hey man, I could be rocking a 10 right now. I probably would do everything I do on my phone right now.
Yeah,
but it's a 10. Ain't nobody doing that.
But then that's why but you know what? I laugh about it. But in all seriousness, though, if you're Apple and that's what you done built over the years, this is the kind of customer you've built. That's loyalty. That's people who trust you.
Even if they don't care about. Well, I mean. I wouldn't say Apple don't care about loyalty. I feel like other companies don't care more about their loyal customers rather than getting new ones. A lot of people just like getting new customers.
Oh yeah, they want new customers, but I think Apple cares about. I talk junk about how Apple treat their customers, about how they insult and stuff. But the problem, the real reality of it is, I think Apple caters to their. They know who their people are, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Apple cares more about their fan base. Rather than they're not always trying to get new people. You try to get new people with SEs and stuff, but
no, Apple wants their diehard people. If it's the same number every year, they don't care because it's a good number. It's a really nice number. It's a nice number to sit on, right? It crushes everybody else's number, so
so it's kind of we could be getting new people, but really,
but really, we so far ahead of everybody else. It really, let's just keep these people happy, right? So you can be slower on the innovation because you got that built-in loyalty.
You know you're going to make money.
Yeah, and you're the prime
example. Making more money. I said, I just need a number change, dog. That's it. I just need
fresh new matte black finish and a number change. You know what I mean?
Happy. I'm happy. I'm not even upset. But before we get started, I'm gonna start doing these little icebreaker things. I like that.
Yeah.
Let me hide some stuff real quick. All right. So I saw this on Twitter the other day. Where people's Apple Watches aren't holding up well. So the poll here is
Apple Watch 6?
Yeah, this is the latest
one.
So it's after a year, how well is your Apple Watch Solo Loop holding up? And if you don't know what the Solo Loop is, it's Apple's proprietary band. It didn't have any of the little. You didn't have to clasp it or anything.
Right. That's when it went underneath and back out again, right? Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And it fits you immediately, and it just stayed there. And a lot of people were saying that over time these things are breaking and ripping and tearing. A lot of people are saying like the other version of it, the braided version, is getting loose, so it don't even fit the same anymore. So I just wanted
Mm,
to ask you and our viewers, our chat squad, and everybody, like,
yeah,
if you have wearables, how do they work up if you keep them over a year? Like I have a couple bands on mine, but I
yeah,
usually only use like the black or white Nike band and my leather band.
yeah.
They work and look just fine. Like the leather band has been through the wash a couple times. It's been in the shower a few times, and it works just fine. But how about you? What are about your
Well,
bands?
I've actually carried my bands over from the last watches that I had. So like, all the watch bands that I bought from the original watch, I still use them on my with a newer watch, and then I bought a few more since then. The only thing is, I don't buy first party watch bands though. So that's the question that I got. So I'm a little bit confused, right? So
But
there's a bunch
if you
of
see
third
right
party
here,
stuff. Yeah, I see it.
like that's terrible for a
It is,
first
but
party band.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the first party thing, right? So there are probably third party ones that are better, right? I don't like the first party stuff. And I don't know. I never had a Apple Watch or a Apple Watch band, so I can't comment. I can just tell you this is one of the reasons why I don't buy the first party Samsung bands, right? Because of stuff like that. The third party stuff is always better, right? You know what I mean? So
And if you see here in the poll here, you got a third of the people saying it's still it's perfect. A
yeah,
third. So
right,
that
yeah,
means either 2/3 of the people are just saying, "Hey, man, it's not really working out." I mean, they do have an option here where like a fifth of the people said other. So I
yeah.
don't know what they were doing, but still, only to have a third of the people, confidently say, "Hey, this is working perfectly." That seems a little low to me.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what I think about this because, I think this goes beyond Apple. This goes beyond pretty much all tech manufacturers who make wearable devices. Right? Apple's primary concern is to make sure that the watch does what it's supposed to do. So I noticed that inside this article that you're showing, ain't nobody saying nothing about the actual watch. The watch is working perfectly. It's the band, right?
Right.
So we're talking about a tech company, and you're trying to ask them about making fashion. Like they don't care about that part.
This is also the same tech company that would sell you a band that costs more than your watch.
I mean, I get that part. I get it. But more than likely, that's the weakest part of the whole presentation because that's what they're the worst at. The actual device seemed like it's fine, like it's holding up okay. But
That's
these
wild.
bands, yeah, you know what I mean. Like they don't care
That's
about
wild.
that. People come in and complain to me all the time about screen protectors, right? Oh my
Right.
God, Samsung screen protectors are curvy screen and they'll never work. And I'm like, well, Samsung doesn't make screen protectors, right? You know what I'm saying, right?
That's not their bread and butter. That's not where their R&D
Right.
is going.
You know that your anger is directed in the wrong place. You know what I'm saying, right? Like they could care less about the screen protector. They don't care about that. You know?
I feel like if it's a first party thing, you gotta take a little bit more pride, dog. I don't know.
mean,
I've never
yeah,
had any issues with mine, and I don't know if I'm
yeah.
just like that 1%er who doesn't like. I don't drop my phone, so I'm not ripping my bands.
You,
So I'm
you
not like
know,
an average person. I don't know, but
yeah, it's crazy because I think about the 3 Samsung watches that I've had over the past 3 years or so. I always got rid of the first party band. I never used them because they would just always. And like I said, I don't know if Apple's quality may be better, but I just know that on the original Galaxy Watch, it came with the silicone band. It was awful. Got rid of that.
those are the ones I hate. The little rubbery,
Yes.
trashy plastic
So
ones.
the next Galaxy Watch came with quote unquote a leather band. But the minute I washed my hands like once or twice and got it wet, the next time I tried to put it on, it wouldn't even fit. It shrunk up, right? So like
that was Samsung's or like the first party one.
That was the first. That's the one that came in the box. It was the leather band from the Galaxy Watch 3, right?
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So like for me, the third party stuff was the way to do it. Like I never had any issues. I'm talking about out of the cheapo. Like I would go on Amazon and buy a 6-pack of
$5
sports band for $13. I get like 5 of them in a pack.
That's crazy.
I mean,
nah, man, being over here in this camp, bro, I try to buy it with the fruit on the back. So if we don't got the fruit on the back, I'm a little weary.
But, I feel you. You know, I don't but man, Josh was telling me he has that braided one, that blue braided one,
the braided loop. Yeah.
He said that thing cost him $99.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I got that same band. I got that same exact band. I have the same one. I paid like $19.
Like I said, I told you this is the same company that'll sell you a $600 band, and I don't know where the $600 is going to. Actually, I do know it's the name,
Yeah. That is nuts. And I said, do you actually pay? That's a third of the cost of the watch.
Hey man, you could have asked him. He could have paid more if he wanted to.
Right, that's that. I mean, you know what, you Apple people, look, I can't hate on you, right? I mean, like, that's what you do, and then
this is the type of company you want, though. People that would just buy and then worry about it later.
I mean, listen, that's why you can't hate on it, bro. Like people always be waiting on me to kind of like go off on this tangent about how, because I'm such a Samsung stan, they think that I hate Apple, and it's not the case. I'm actually very impressed at a lot of things that they do as far as like the way they handle their business. Right now, I'm not a fan of their products, but the way they listen, you can't tell
the way they handle their business, man.
You can't tell me they don't know how to make money.
Zombies shopping for you guys.
Yes. Everybody wants that. Everybody in the world is jealous of that. Everybody wants that model. They want to be like, listen, here's the new thing. It ain't nothing special, but everybody lines up to buy it, right?
It's 80% the last one.
Right.
We're not trying out a lot of new things here.
Yeah.
So hey, man, and people sit in line for it.
So let's do this real quick before we get into this other thing, right? So I was just looking on the thing that like what was new and what was popping. And I happened to, Kanye just put the new record out or whatever, right? The Donda, and it's a record dedicated to his mom or whatever. It's supposed to be the clean record, but this is also what he put out. He put this thing out right here. Let me get rid of the graphic real quick. This is what is he calling it? The Donda stem player for $200, right?
Oh
right. So can you guess what this is here? Let me tell you what it is.
I don't want to know about this. Just leave this, bro.
Look at it. It looks cool, right? It's like a UFO, right? So no,
it looks like a Bluetooth speaker, bro.
So it's a song customizer, right? So basically, you load the song into it, and it uses AI, and it splits the song into like stems. So you have the vocals, the drum track, the instruments, or whatever, and you just play with the songs in it. It has a headphone jack, and it's Bluetooth in it as well. And you can just play with your music with it. You can put any song into it.
I was about to say any song.
Any song, load any song into it, and it works, right? So but now the same exact thing, right? But Kanye wants to charge $200 if you buy it without purchasing or getting the new album. But if you get the album, you can get it with the album. So but it's $200. What you think about it?
I mean, so for me, I don't know any of the websites that you can do this to. The like the aspect of it, like the thought of it, it's all right. I get it.
That's a cool toy to play with, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But $200?
$200. Yeah, look at all these formats: AIF, FLAC, M4A, MP3, Wave, AAC. They can use Apple stuff on there, ALAC, and MP4. So, hey, if you just want to play around and do some your own little remixes, or
I mean, I'm not a DJ though, so I mean, it don't do nothing to me. Big Fletch in the comments, he said he wanted. Fletch, are you gonna pay $200 for it? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, $200.
Would you? I mean, Q, you mess around with music a lot. Would you buy something like this?
Like I said, there's websites that does the same thing.
That's not what I asked you. I said, would you buy it?
I wouldn't buy it. If somebody gave me one, I would play with it. Yes, I would definitely play with it.
Fletch say he ain't buying it, dog.
Yeah, if somebody gave me one, I would definitely play with it. But I'm not going to buy one, right? But here it is: control vocals, drum, bass, samples, isolate the parts. You can add effects to it, split the song up, 4-channel lossless, real-time looping speed. Look at this, man. This thing is you can pretty much add this to your DJ setup, and you can make some hits, bro. You do some remixes with this.
If you scroll up, you can see like the 3D model of it.
Yeah.
It looked pretty small though. I mean, it
looks very tiny, right? It does. I don't know what the exact size of it is, but I mean, it looked almost like a tile or something, No.
I'm thinking it's more like a Bluetooth speaker size. But then and then I got to see like the interface. Like you see those 4 little quadrants or 4 little arrows. Yeah. So like, is each one controlling a certain stem?
Yes.
What if you have
you can fade in and fade out.
What if you have so many stems? Like, what if you have
it look like you can only do 4.
Okay.
Like you limited it to 4. That's what it looked like, right? You know, I don't know, just something cool that Kanye came up with. I guess I think it's pretty dope, but yeah, not at $200. I don't think so, right? I don't know about that.
That's not gonna be for me, man.
No, you ain't doing that.
That's gonna be a no. Like I said, I'm not a DJ though. I don't.
Right.
I love music. I don't mess with it.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
So it ain't for me. Especially you already told me there's websites that do it. So
yeah, there's a couple websites that I use to do it anyway. But so let's do this, Ken. We were on Twitter the other night. Yeah. Now, first, let me tell you this. Let me get this off my chest first. Look, if I'm engaging on Twitter, I don't need your 2 cents. First of all, let's be clear about that. Okay?
First of all, wait. For that tweet that I did jump into that conversation, I did not realize there was a conversation. I just saw you say something.
Oh, okay. So
let me just jump in.
Look at this troll.
And then somebody else responded. I was like, "What is going on?" Oh, it's a conversation.
Look at this troll. But nobody asked you for your opinion.
But yeah, I'm gonna let you continue.
Anyway, so I'm having a conversation on Twitter. The question was, it said, for you new Z Fold, Z Flip owners or whatever, what do you like and don't like or whatever, right? So my response was like, and I'm having a lot of fun with this, the 120 hertz refresh on the front screen, right here on my social media feeds, right? Like I'm scrolling Twitter, Instagram, or whatever, and at that weird aspect ratio and the 120 hertz, it provides a different experience, right? I like it. So I said, yeah, that's what I like. Okay, here go Keon come busting up into the conversation. Well, bro, 120 hertz on social media. Who really gives a shit? Like, who cares, right? I'm like, well, see, here's the thing, right? Unless you do it, unless you see the 120 hertz and you experience it, it's hard to really explain it to somebody who ain't experienced it before, right?
True.
And this is where the conversation got a little weird, right? So I said the 120 hertz is a feature that I absolutely am one of the people who pushes a flagship spec. I want that on every device that I use, right? And I have to have it, right? And you was like, no, I don't think it's a big deal. But then I started thinking about it after the conversation, right? Well, you would say FaceTime. Well, most people who I talk to about Apple, they'll be like, well, FaceTime, iMessage, these are features that I have to have. This is the reason why I choose the device that I choose, because of these features here, right? And so that's the conversation. So does homegrown exclusive OEM features, how much of a driving force is that for your decision on which way you go?
I mean, for me now, it's huge because like HomeKit, AirDrop, HomeKit and AirDrop are what really keep me here. iMessage is definitely high on the list, but it's like number 3. That's because I don't necessarily need it. It is super, super nice, but and I don't really see that as often in Android. And what I mean by that is those big features that you would stay with a platform for. Right. Because I know Pixels don't do anything. That's their thing, that they don't do anything. I know Samsung always has a lot. Samsung always has a lot of exclusive things that they have on there, which I feel like is a lot of the reason why people go to Samsung, because it's just like, hey, I can get all this, I can get all this stuff that I like, all these fun things, all these cool things like decks. Like, you're not getting decks anywhere else. So,
anywhere else, right? And let me throw this one at you, right? Because a lot of other people do this too, but Apple doesn't. I want to know how you feel as an Apple user. What do you think about wireless power share, aka reverse wireless charging?
I could care less.
It's a big deal for me.
Only because you're not charging that fast. So that's my thing about wireless charging. I don't really care too much about wireless charging. Like the whole MagSafe thing, I was a big hater on it for the longest time. And now it's nice, but it's not. It's just something I can do.
Listen, like, so you out and your watch is on like 1%, and you going to,
I'm not. My watch in the back of my phone.
I flip my joint over and I throw my watch on it while I'm eating. Right. By the time we leave, I got about a 15% charge on it.
My watch been dead for the past 18 hours, Q. I do not care.
No, man. No. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that's a pretty big deal. I do. Right. Reverse wireless charging. Like, I think every device should have that.
But with that though, you're definitely since you've experienced that, and you're like, this is one of those things I need. You're like, okay, so I need to stick with Samsung for this. And some other companies are coming, but you're just like, this is what they did.
Well, Samsung was one of the first ones to do it. So like, when I think of Samsung, right? Even though some other people are doing it now, but So that's the thing, right? So there's reverse wireless. That's a big one for me. The high refresh rate, I gotta say, for me as an Android guy and specifically as a Samsung guy, to me that right there, once I got a phone that did that, it was over for me.
I'm sitting here thinking that I'm looking at 120 hertz. I'm just like,
right.
I mean, I guess it's smooth. Like what? So wait, the Note 10 Plus.
So you have to drop it down. So you have to drop it down to FHD 1080p, and then you can engage the high refresh rate. So that was a limitation on the Note 10. On the Note 20, Note 20 was still actually limited to that same situation. S21 is where they fixed it, where you can do it on every resolution, right? But so the Note 10 and the Note 20, you had to choose, and that was the part. You can have a nice looking resolution, or you can drop the resolution and get a smooth, display or whatever, right?
Which I don't even know where to find this. That's the problem.
It's in the display.
I turned it down to FHD. I just don't know where to find the 120 hertz.
And it's in the same screen, but you got to scroll back up to the top. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. So for me, like 120 hertz, it's something I gotta have. It ain't got to be 120. It just got to be better than 60. It can be 90. There's some phones have 90. Yeah,
bro, you've been at 60 all your life. Why are you trying to switch it up now?
You know what? Well, because I've seen the light. I've seen it differently. Don't you got an iPad Pro?
No, I got an iPad Air.
So you still so at least like Apple got one device that does it, right?
One.
They got one, right?
One.
So
they got one product line that has USB-C. It's just like
right. But the high refresh rate is a must for me. The reverse wireless charger, even though I might not use it every day, I definitely need to have that. If I'm buying what I'm calling a flagship, right? It got to have that for me, right? Now, some of the software quirks, I could like the whole quick share, that stuff. It's cool. It's cool to be able to do what other Samsung people like. I was demonstrating that to some customers yesterday, and they didn't know the phones could do it. And he was blown away by it. Yeah,
yes.
It's very nice.
I said AirDrop is one of those fire things. I don't think I can do without AirDrop right now.
Yeah, right. Especially when you're trying to check multiple people. But if you got like 4 people who are trying to get the same file, like it's very nice to be able to pull up.
I do it within myself. Well, just sharing stuff from my computer to my phone, to my tablet to my what?
Yeah. That's
revolutionary, Q.
Yeah, trust me, we just got it, and I feel you on that. You know what I'm saying? So especially like me when I'm doing my like content creation stuff, I film a lot of stuff with some of my phones and whatnot, and it's nice to be able to drop everything to the PC without having to hook everything up or do cloud stuff or whatever. You know what I mean? So
right.
And like I said,
we're big proponents of cloud. Like we both love cloud, but
I love the cloud. But that whole time that I had to sit there and wait on the upload, and then I got to wait on the download again. I mean, the drop, boom, it just happened just like that, and everything is over there. And, I do like it. It's good. So, but I don't know if we ever get to the point where everything is going to be on because it's always going to be something exclusive. Because that's the name of the game. That's how you stay ahead, right? Yeah.
That's the reason why you have different companies. Because everybody does the same thing. You might as well just all be together.
Yeah. Because I definitely like some of my Samsung stuff. Like everybody say, like people say Samsung is full of gimmicks, right? I remember when we used to put the phone. How you gonna say Samsung is gimmicky when Apple is the king of gimmicks?
Name one Apple gimmick. Name one.
The one you just named.
What?
AirDrop and stuff. That's only with them.
That's not a gimmick. That's not a gimmick. That's a hardcore feature.
So how come AirDrop is not a gimmick, but wireless power share is? I don't understand. What's the difference?
First of all, I didn't say wireless power share is. I'm just saying, for me, a gimmick is one of those extra features that doesn't do anything purposeful. It's not product. It's not productive. Or nothing.
Do you remember how dope it was? The Samsung phones don't do it anymore. But do you remember how dope it was when I only got one phone sitting over here, but you remember when you used to be able to put the phones back to back and
gimmick. That was what was that? Android Beam or whatever?
Beam. I think it started out called Beam, and then they changed the name to something really eloquent. I think the name got better. I remember, right? But
gimmick. They're little fun features that don't really do anything.
Listen, so again.
I'm sorry, dog.
Samsung phone users use that whole situation. They did that. So it wasn't a gimmick. It was a real deal, right?
Gimmick. Anyways, you and your gimmicky phone.
It wasn't a gimmick,
I mean,
man.
but look, gimmicks get people. I can
Right.
never say nothing bad about gimmicks as far as
Yeah.
they definitely get customers.
Right.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh, our phones can do bing, bing, bing. Our phones can. What was it? What was their front screen? It was your phones were like the first ones that did like the wide selfies.
Oh
And
yeah,
you can
yeah,
take
yeah.
all of it. Like
Right. Yeah.
that's probably a feature now, but when
Right.
it first
Yeah.
came out, I was just like, what?
Right.
Is
Well, like
this
always on
trash?
display, right? Always on display. Is that like that was considered a gimmick in the beginning, right? People
Yeah,
were like, well, why?
yeah, like half the gimmicks turn into actual nice looking features, but
Yeah.
you definitely start off as just like, why? What is this? Why do I need it? Who is this for? Like, what 10% of people like this stuff, bro?
I'm trying to think of like what would really be considered a set because like everybody saying Samsung is full of gimmicks, but I find a lot of these Samsung features cool.
Y'all
right?
turn them into features. Yeah, y'all turn them
I
into
don't
features.
really
I'll
think
give
they're
you that.
gimmicks. I really don't, right? Like I said, you mentioned Dex. I think Dex is like one of the most underrated features on any smart device around right now. It's and I think the more I don't know how you would because everybody talks about it, but nobody really kind of hammers it home. Like people say, but you'd be like, I don't done so many Dex demos in my lifetime. And the people walk away like, oh, that was dope, but they probably never,
they're never gonna do it. Never gonna do
right,
it. I could walk into my mom right now and ask her about Dex. She could be like, "What is that?" And she's been a Samsung customer for like 10 years straight, though.
Right,
It's not
it's craziness, man. But even though I think it's definitely underrated. Okay, maybe putting Bluetooth in the S Pen and doing the whole twirl around the zoom in, twirl around. Okay,
all
maybe
the S Pen features and gimmicks, all of them. Double
No,
click, press the camera button. All of them.
Not all of them, Keon. Come on now, remote control the shutter on the camera. That's pretty dope. Okay,
all of them. Q.
Now the zoom stuff, probably, but controlling your PowerPoint presentation and your Spotify track list and
when Google did all the little hand signals over the phone, gimmick. Yeah. That's why they took it off. That's why they said
because it was stupid. It didn't work. But the S Pen, they perfected it. They made it nice, right?
Cute.
It was really good.
Gimmick.
Okay. But that was a little bit of a gimmick. Okay, that was a little bit of a gimmick. Okay, I would say some of those S Pen situations, some of that stuff was gimmicky. Okay, maybe so. But the wireless power share, the whole S beam thing, I think that was pretty cool. I did that 1 million times in my lifetime. Helping people with stuff. Yeah, I remember when we used to have those little NFC cards that we would set people's phones up. I actually had an NFC ring once. I don't know if you remember this. When we would set the phones up, we would just tap the back of the phone with the ring and automatically put the Wi-Fi in, right, without having to type it and all that stuff. So, dude, it was up. You muted, but yeah.
I love those. Those are the bomb. Sorry.
Yeah, look, I don't think that was gimmicky, right?
Unfortunately, NFC kind of died out for anything but payments. Like you can still use it for other stuff, but it kind of died out.
It did. Like really, I don't think I see it now for us. I think Sony is using it still for headphone connections or whatever. You can tap it and do that.
You can, but it's just like an option now.
Yeah, and Samsung is usually on all the new displays. You can tap your phone on the display and it'll connect that way. But as far as putting phones together, I noticed that don't work no more. What it does, it actually tries to pass an NFC tag, which you have to create first. So I don't think Samsung is really wanting nobody to do that. But I've done it before. I actually put two phones in my pocket and they were back to back, and that's what ended up happening, right? But so they won't pass anything anymore like they used to. Which is weird. I mean, I kind of missed that. I thought it was pretty cool. I did. I actually like that. But that's
it does something. I don't know what it does, but it does.
Yeah, it's trying to pass a NFC tag. So a little notification should pop up talking about an NFC tag. That's kind of what it is.
Apple came up with like wallet stuff. It's like, hey, do you want to pay? Yeah. I was like, I don't want to pay nothing.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, Samsung was working on some cool NFC things, but yeah, you're right. NFC is just for pay now, and I'm cool with that. I'm all right. I'm all right with that. I mean, now that you got, quick share and nearby share and all that stuff.
Do you use phone payment?
Oh man, if I don't have to pull my wallet out, I won't. Like I hate swiping my card. And as a matter of fact, one of the things that get on my nerves the most is that my card gets damaged a lot, right? So the magnetic strips start peeling, all that weird stuff. So I try not to use it. I try to use my phone or my watch every time I pay for something. Like the only time I don't is when I can't, right? So like
I don't know if there's ever been anything that we've 100% agreed on with. Like 100% right there. I do not use my card as much as I can. Like,
yeah,
I'm not trying to use it.
Well, especially now, you don't want to be handing it to people and they hand it back to it's just weird.
Oh, it's not about the germs. It's not about the germs. I just don't have a wallet.
That's one of the things. And for me, I definitely don't like carrying. Well, I still got it. So this is what I've been doing lately with my wallet. I put my wallet in my backpack, so I have it on me, but I don't have it. Like I can walk around without having it in my pocket, right? And if I need to buy something,
my car.
Yeah.
Unless I know I'm going somewhere where
because one of the time you really gonna need it is if you get pulled over or something, right? That's
really like a dine-in restaurant, like
But then you guys though, I saw on a story where they're allowing you to put IDs and stuff on your iPhone.
They're starting to do that, yeah.
Yeah, so now that's something that I'm looking forward to be able to do. Like if I can get my ID on my phone.
Well, no, you can get your vaccination cards, which we can't
do. The Vax card, you can use it. The Vax card goes into Samsung Pay, so it's one of those little flicky little. You can flick it up and get your Vax card. Now that's a step in the right direction. But having a straight up, real deal government issued ID that that somebody on my phone. I think
I want that. I want my passport on there because you can already do like boarding passes. I don't want to have a wallet. Like that's it. I'm just waiting, waiting for the day where it's just like if you ran out of wallet, people like say.
Yeah, there are people who might say, "Well, that ain't safe," but it's about the same safe as like you losing your actual wallet, right? So if you lost your phone, I actually think it's safer because people can actually go into your found wallet. They can't go into your phone, not so easily anyway. But,
they're gonna have to have your face or your thumb or your eye or what what else, all your PIN codes. So
I'm definitely on the same page as you with that. When we get to that point where I don't have to carry an actual physical wallet, that would be nice. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. But if you get pulled over, I'm not trying to hand my phone over to the cops. They have to get that paper. They have to get that plastic card.
That's what you do. You just put the actual driver's license. You leave it in the car because you won't need it nowhere else, right? That's one place you would need it. So I definitely would do that too. But anyway, not a whole lot of action. Fletch, one thing, Fletch was coming out there. We came out and checked this out today. Not a whole lot of action. The chat squad today,
I know he was trying to talk about the Kanye and Andre and Drake drama, which normally not really part of our channel. We're both hip hop heads. We both love Outkast, of course. I know Fletch loves Outkast as well. But we don't do too much music stuff on this podcast.
Like we'll bring it up if it has something to do with something. We won't dive into the story, right? Because we talked about it a little bit off before we came online. Yeah, you know what I mean. It was pretty cool. Yeah, but now we don't just if it's related to the story, we'll talk about it. But but
we all know Andre the GOAT.
Andre is the GOAT. I'm glad you as a young guy recognize that. You know what I'm saying, right?
I'm old
and not saying something stupid like Drake, because people saying Drake is the GOAT now. I've been hearing this.
We got a friend. If the gentle takeover was in here, she would say that.
Yeah, I'm not about to get Drake nobody's crown. Not a crown for the. No, I can't say that on the show. I was getting ready to call him out of his name. I can't say that. I'll say it on Twitter. They can catch me there.
I'm tagging her, please.
Follow me on Twitter. I'll tell you how I really feel about Drake. Okay.
Tweet that. Oh man, I can't wait. I'm tagging her. She'll be all over your DMs. Be like, "How dare you?"
Yeah, I saw her the other day on this hashtag CLB stuff. I saw her, but I ain't want to ruin her her little wet dream she was having. So
I will.
I backed up off of it. You know what I'm saying?
Let me.
So I didn't want to disturb that, because it seemed like it was going good.
Hey, we appreciate the support, Fletch, always. He had the music. He had the music. He had the podcast, but they're about to talk about music tonight. And that's what I'm gonna jump on that after this.
Yeah, definitely.
Show support. Show support.
Absolutely, man. Definitely appreciate it. Anyway, Keon, this has been real. I wanted to get into that. And again, you need to stay out my Twitter conversations, bro.
I'm not going to. First of all, Twitter is my house. It's my house. So if you upstairs in my house just talking, I'm gonna just walk upstairs and be like, "What y'all talking about?"
I'm just like, dude, come on, dude, back up a little bit, okay?
Like I said, I didn't see no other person until he jumped in, and then I gave him a follow though, because
and then you come in with this whole smartest guy in the room type. Like, dude, if you don't sit your ass down somewhere.
Hey man, truth hurts, kids. Truth hurts.
Listen, it's all good. It's all it's all good. I have fun on Twitter, man. So like if anybody who listens to us, man, like if you're not following us, man, follow me at biggqsworld, and you can follow Keon at
Chaoser. Until we can get this Twitter thing changed.
Yeah, because somebody, I think Josh did, who was having some kind of conversation about something, and he had tagged Keon X, and I was like, so I hit you up. I was like, whoa, it's Keon. Did you get the thing fixed? And like you never get me back. So I was like, okay, this Keon X character clearly that forgot. I think that was you when you was a kid, dude. I think that was you when Twitter first came out.
Me 10 years ago, and I'm the messed up, forgot the password.
I definitely believe that. Anyway, Keon.
Password.
It's been real as always, man. And I will see you later in the Twitter sphere, and we'll chop it up there. And we'll get with Big Fletch here in a little while, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. We out of here, man. Y'all take it easy. Peace. And we'll end the stream now.